Hi, and thanks so much for joining me for my top 5 bronzers and highlighters. If you'd like to see that, please keep watching. I'm not sure where this is going to fall in the series of top 5, but I'm trying to look at the top 5 that I currently am loving in order to get to a 2021 so far favorites. 2021 favorite so far of 2021, something like that. But I wanted to talk about what I'm kind of narrowing each category down to, and then we will pick one from each, and then we'll compare that to the actual end of the year when I do this, because I feel like sometimes the beginning of the year is forgotten about because it seems like so far away by the time we get to December. So I thought we would do this now and see what I'm loving. Some of them are new to me this year, some are not new, but they are still things that I'm loving. So let's talk about bronzers first. I have a couple that were in here last year, so we'll talk about them first. I've got the bronzer by Chantecaille and Sirena. This one is a beautiful warmer bronzer. They have Goa as well, which I have. I'll go ahead and swatch that for you right now if you like, because I think this formula is beautiful. It always looks so natural on the skin. I really like the way it applies, really even. One of my all-time favorite bronzers. So I do pull for this one quite frequently. As you can see, it really complements a warmer skin tone. Then I think this was my favorite of last year. It is the Sisley Sun Glow Bronzing Gel Powder. Now this one, I can never figure out how to open this. Okay, this one right here has been well loved. And what is different about this one compared to the Chantecaille, there's a bit of a luminosity about this one versus the Chantecaille, if you were wondering what the difference was. So it's very much a preference, but this goes on with a really beautiful glow to it. Again, the shade match is really nice for me, although I know people who are totally different in skin tone who also love this, and they might be more light in their skin tone or deeper. Here is the Sirena next to the Sisley, in case you wanted to know. Of course, I will continue to swatch side by side as I talk about each one, so you can get a nice comparison. This is still one that I pull for quite often, and I still love the result of this one. And then something that's new to me this year, and it's a little bit different, but also more innovative in terms of the way that you combine these. So this is the BEIGES, the Radiance Boosting Face Palette. So this one has a sculpting shade and a bronzing shade. So you can sculpt first and then you go in and buff this in, or you can swirl them together for a different level of luminosity. So this gives you options. So you can go in with something less luminous and then more luminous, or you can put them together and get kind of a combined version of that, so you get something in between. So I like to use this by applying this contour first and then buffing this bronzer in. I think it's so pretty, really natural looking. There's nothing sparkly in here, which is one of my favorite things about this. Even though there is a luminosity about it, there are no individual particles that are distracting in any way. And yes, I'm one of those people who gets distracted on me, not on other people. I think it looks beautiful on other people. Just me personally, I get distracted when I can see particles and when it's too sparkly. So shimmer is like the most sparkly I like to get typically. But this one is really pretty on. So if you are looking for something with a very natural kind of glow, the BEIGES palette is beautiful. There are 3 shades in this as well. There are 3 shades in this as well. I have a dedicated video if you'd like to see all of the swatches. This is a bronzer. Well, actually this isn't a bronzer, but I use it as a bronzer. And what I love about this is that it doesn't move on the skin, and this is me great for those warmer months. It is the Chanel Le Beige Water Fresh Tint. This is in the shade Deep. So I have it in medium, medium plus, and now deep, and I use this as a bronzer because Chanel's bronzers really don't get very deep, I don't think. I feel like that's one place where they can expand their range and really meet the needs of a lot of people out there. So using this though as a bronzer is wonderful because, like the Water Fresh tint in general, once you have this on, it's not going to move around. It really just stays in place all day. A great refresher for makeup as well, but using this as a bronzer is really beautiful, very skin-like, and you just get that tint on your skin versus makeup on your skin. So I'm really looking forward to using this more in the summer, but it is really easy to use, beautiful results. And again, I like that skin-like quality about it. And then finally, this is the Lumière. This one right here looks like Neapolitan ice cream to me. This is the bronzing powder. I love this as a bronzer as well as a finishing powder. So I actually used it as a finishing powder today. I just took my Lumière brush, this one, I get a lot of use out of this, the Lumière, the powder brush, and I just swirled it together like this and I brushed it all over my face. So I love that there's a warmth to this, a very sun-kissed kind of glow. I really love that about this because it has that warmth. I think it's because of this shade in here. So when I swirl them all together, it just brightens and warms up my skin. So anytime I can get, I'm gonna say it again, a peachy tone on my face, I will do that because it does just brighten up my complexion. And that is specific to my skin tone, might not work for everybody, but if you are similar to my skin tone, that peach shade will just wake the skin up. If you wanna know what I'm wearing in my eyes before I forget, because I will forget by the time I do the description box, I do have the Dior, what's it called? The Soft Cashmere palette on right now. I used this shade on my eyelids this time. This shade, and this shade. And then in the crease, oh, I forgot. I put a little bit of the Lumière product in there, this shade, as a crease shade. I also have Violet Damask by Chantecaille eyeliner and Amethyst eyeliner above. What else do I have on? Blush, the Chanel blush, this one. And I think I put a pop of color with something else. Oh my gosh, I can't even remember. If I remember what it was, I have no idea. Maybe I didn't. Did I? Put on highlighter too. Okay, and so I'll talk about the highlighters in a minute. On the lips, I have on the Chantecaille lip liner in Natural. Plus, I have on a lip Chic somewhere. Tea Rose, Rose Tea. I can't find it. How do I not know where it is? It's right here. I have on this one Tea Rose by Chantecaille. And I have on the lip gloss by Chantecaille. Here it is. I have the lip gloss by Chantecaille in Lucky on right in the center. So that's what I have on because I will forget. So that was partly for you, but mostly it was for me because I will forget. On to highlighters. So I don't wear highlighter that much, and my preference for highlighter typically is something more subtle. So I love this Chantecaille Liquid Lumière. It's one I don't get to use as often, but when I do, I love it. So I have it on right now. Really pretty glow to the skin, and I love the application of a liquid highlighter in general. And I love formulas that are more powder formulas but look like, or gel formulas that look like they were born from a liquid highlighter. So that's why I probably love this so much. So this one is in Brilliance. Beautiful shade. I just think it's really stunning on the skin. The next product is this Merit Beauty, and this is for the more dewy kind of dumpling kind of skin. And this one's in Kava. It is very subtle, but you do get the glow of the texture as well. But just know this one's not going to dry down. I like it when my hair is back like this because otherwise my hair will kind of stick to more emollient kinds of highlight sticks or blushes as well. So if I'm wearing my hair away from my face, that's when I'll go for something like this. And when I want that really, really natural kind of healthy skin glow. Beautiful shade as well in Kava. I noticed that one is sold out quite a bit. Then for another beautiful, healthy skin glow, I love the Westman Atelier in Nectar. I just think it's so pretty on the skin. I love this for more of that no makeup look, as well as the Kava. I'm gonna say this one's a little bit more emollient than the Kava, but they are both really beautiful. So this one has more of a peachy tone to it versus the Kava, which is very much a champagne tone. A couple of powder highlighters. Now this, I think this is my favorite of last year. I love it. This is the highlighter, and I checked to make sure this was still available because I wasn't sure. It's the Whale Shark Radiance Radiance Chic Highlight Duo by Chantecaille. It's the one with the whale shark on it. So I love this shade because, again, champagne. You can see there's a theme here with the highlighters. I really like that champagne shade. If not, it's got to have a little bit of warmth to it. But I love this going on. It does appear as a liquid highlighter, once it's applied, it's very even in terms of the particles and very continuous. So there's nothing in terms of, again, individual sparkle in here. It's just a glow, but this is probably the most intense one out of all of them that I have on my, I don't have it on, but it's one of the most intense ones that I have compared to the first three I just talked about. Finally, this one is more subtle as well. It's the Chanel Illuminating Blush Powder. And this is the one that I think they said you could put all over your face. I don't know if I ever tried it, but I just am afraid on my pores that it would just bring them out. So this is a really nice subtle highlighter as well. I have it on top of the Chantecaille, this liquid Lumière. I have it on top of that. So that is what you see on my cheeks now. So that is my level of highlighter that I love. I know it's very much a preference when it comes to highlighter, but I just like that glow. I like that when the light hits it, you see the cheek versus it kind of taking over. So that's, again, a preference. Let me know what you're loving in terms of bronzers and highlighters. I'd love to know because we have the rest of the year for me to try some of those things out. But that is it for today's video. So please take care of each other, stay well. If you enjoyed this video, if you learned something, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and I will see you next time.